or I don't know how or why, but my Bluetooth is off in my car or on my phone. So if it's off, it shouldn't connect to anything because it's off, and because that makes sense. But when I get in my car and I'm recording anything, my car beeps and then shuts off the audio recording, the voice memo that I'm making right now. But I'm not connected to Bluetooth. So what the fuck is my car doing to my phone? Whatever, all good. So I'm just gonna record a little bit here. It's the start of my day. It's 8:30 a.m. on Friday. And I just wanted to record a little bit here before I forget. I probably won't, but I don't know. So I woke up early today, so Lexi came over, stayed the night. I got up early and oh no, is that a cat in the road? Oh no, what the fuck? No, we're good. Woke up early and I spent, I don't know, the last 2 hours or so just trying to get more stuff done on that social media tracker sheet that I made or I don't know what I would call it. Project, software, I don't know. It's not a spreadsheet anymore. It's actual, like I have a database hooked up to it so anybody can see that those numbers, updates live, whatever that means. And anyway, so I was working on that this morning. And what I've been doing, I talked about this yesterday, is I will do a batch of updates to it and then copy paste that, put it into a new file, and then I guess just keep that there, and then make a new file, and then it's a new version, whatever. And I've been doing that. And this last batch, I just cannot get these goddamn undo and redo buttons to work. And the reason why I think they're broken is because I want them to work for every single function of the website. So if look at that, listen to that bitch ass horn. Listen, fucking bitch. If I delete a row, then a row of data, it should undo it and then redo it, whatever. But if I enter in new information, then it should be able to undo and redo that. And I think assigning multiple, I don't know, behaviors to one button, maybe that's not a good idea. I don't know. In my head, it should make sense because other websites do it, you know? I don't know. But anyway, I spent the 2 hours on 2 buttons. Two. And I'm sure other shit broke in the process, but that's what we got. So that's all I'm going to say right now. I'll be back later for sure. All right, I'm back. Dude. So this coding shit, the software stuff, fucking cool, right? I love it. I'm hyped about it 24/7. I mean, I woke up early this morning to just do this because I couldn't wait to get back at it. Dude, right now, so I spent the first 2 hours of the day trying to figure out the undo and the redo button. For fuck me sakes, got it done. And, well, actually, no, I didn't even finish. I'll have to go back to that. That's a problem. I'll have to, whatever. That's an unsolved problem. So I just moved on. So now I'm trying to essentially just make it so how it goes in this table, it's just a table of data. It just goes checkbox, date, notes, and the notes is just notes, and you click on it, and then it pops up. So it doesn't house any notes itself in the cell. And then it says brief description plus URL. And I just had an idea to fix that. Holy shit. I don't know. But when I click on that, or when I put information into there, it overflows into other cells and it overlaps, and it looks like horse shit, dog shit, cow shit. And I don't want that. So I'm trying to figure out how to make this not screw up like this. And I have no idea how. I'm using ChatGPT, I'm using AI. I have tried probably 50 different things. And if it's too long, it just overflows into the next table or the next column. And it's actually getting me very, very frustrated. I'm sitting here, my palms on my temples of my head, and I'm just going, freaking the fuck out because it's not working, dude. It's not rocket science either. It's not like I'm asking it to create me the next, script to launch a spaceship. I just need words to not go into the next column. That's all that I need. And what's kind of shitty about this is this is kind of like the last thing that I need for this. I need the undo and the redo buttons to work, and I need the text to not look like ass. And then I can actually go on to cool stuff, which is all the all the data and the charts and the graphs and all that stuff on the other side. And then I can get into the even cooler shit, which is making everything look nice and juicy and make it look nice. So kind of frustrating because I don't want to... So I should be logging hours for this, right? But I part of me feels like I shouldn't, because it's like, dude, I'm not making any progress. How are you going to spend $62 on me for the last 2 hours? And then when I say, this is what I did in the last 2 hours, my response is, found out 50 ways on how not to do this, you know? So that's, I don't know. I need to log the hours, and if they question it, then I can just explain. I think that's the better thing to do, for sure. But holy shit. Anyway, just wanted to report that, and I'll probably I'll be back later. This is not the end of the show, so I'll see you in a sec. Yo, what's going on? So it feels like it should be the start of the episode right now because I'm sitting down and talking. But anyway, it's Friday, April 25th, 2025, 9:35 p.m. You heard a little bit about my morning and how the shit went. And yeah, everything's good. I'm just fighting this goddamn code. What's frustrating is, this is what I'm talking about. This is a perfect example. I've been using AI to generate me stuff based on my needs, and it's been working perfectly. But then I come to this part where I really need something to work, and it's not working. I have no idea. I'm not going to say I have no idea, but I lack a lot of knowledge and experience on how to make things work. There is just nothing that I could do. If like, I'm just playing this out in my head. Let's say that this is a real live website. It's going, people are using it and they need something fixed. I truthfully don't know what the fuck I would do. I guess I would just mess around with AI until I found a solution. I don't know. But if it's just me, lone wolf, running the show, you know, I'd be sinking. So it's very important that I learn this shit. So I think per day, what I need to focus on is just learning. It's just pure focus on learning. I mean, it could be whatever. It could be some kind of app. It could be whatever. Just learning, you know. I think that's going to be really important long term. So just to aid in that, I have the Mimo app. Think of Duolingo, but for code. And I had that in the past, but again, I had that whole mentality of, dude, it's going to take me years to learn how to code. I'm not going to do it. I know fitness coaching better than anything else, so I'll do that. And I'd be done with learning I'd be very well off learning how to code with my coding learning journey if I would have just started back then. But it is what it is. Learn life lessons the hard way sometimes. But yeah, so I just want to commit to learning X amount per day. I mean, I'm not trying to learn volume. I just want to make sure that I hammer home these points in my head. What's really cool is I messaged Neeraj, and if you're not familiar, that's the guy that founded Nito. And I think those applications are fucking sick. And he was even on the show, actually. And I messaged him, and I said, hey, so I'm just going to summarize this really quick. But I said, hey, you recently made a pivot in my life. Thought you'd be a perfect person to share it with, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do coaching anymore. I want to do software development, blah, blah, blah. Do you have any tips or words of advice for a newbie like myself? Hope you're doing well. And his response was short and sweet. And it was actually very quick. It was an hour after, not even an hour after I sent it. And this was a week ago. But he says, I love change. It opens up new possibilities and fills me with enthusiasm. With AI by your side, there has never been a better time to build software. However, you should know basics, and for that, I would suggest. And then he sent me a link to Big Binary, the Big Binary Academy. So this motherfucker created all these free softwares. Not only that, he created a free learning how to code academy. And I just, what the fuck, dude? This guy's incredible. So you go to the website, you click on the thing, and it's got all these different courses. There's HTML, CSS, JavaScript, DSA using JavaScript, don't know what that is, React, Ruby, Ruby on Rails, SQL, Playwright, Cypress, Python, Ramda.js, whatever, React Native, Git, and GitHub Essentials. All these free fucking courses, dude. What do you mean? That's crazy to me. What's cool is that there's these projects you can learn how to code. And there's password generator, shopping website, calculator, to-do list, currency converter, chessboard. I'll fuck some shit up with chess, dude. I'll make my pawns move whatever I want, dude. Tic-tac-toe, event invitation creator, Wordle, battleship game, personal resume, news explorer, movie details, quiz, sticky notes, blog it, login form. That's actually, this is projects you will actually code. And I just think that's crazy. So definitely I'm going to check this out. Not that I don't trust him whatsoever. I do, because this guy's fucking homie. But I don't know, man. I feel like this is me just being ignorant, I guess. But I feel like there's better resources. Nothing against him whatsoever. But I feel like there's better resources. And I could be wrong, but I don't think there's actually anything wrong with taking this route and trying to learn what I can. So if you click on JavaScript course, it says there's 76 chapters, 10 projects you'll make, hours to complete is 160, 2 prerequisites, which would be HTML and CSS. So if I click on HTML, it says 15 chapters, 1 project, 6 hours to complete. Prerequisites, none. And if I go to CSS, I guarantee that's going to say that I need HTML. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Yep, it sure does. It says getting started, jump into CSS, selectors, colors, development, all this stuff. Now, I think this would be beneficial for me to go through 100%. Just go through one of these every day. It's 52 chapters, 4 projects. So there's 50. So if it says 28 hours to complete, and I dedicate an hour per day to just learning, this is essentially telling me that I'm going to get this done in a month. But I'll probably blast through this a little bit quicker. I don't know. We'll see. The other thing is kind of segueing out of Neeraj, because he's a good fucking human being. Actually invited me to go to India with him. This was back in January. Let's see. Yeah, I sent him a screenshot of me sharing Neato stuff. He says, "Oh, that's awesome. I came down to India to the Pune office." Isn't Pune something else? Pune office for a week to work along with the engineers. If you have never been to India, then you should come with me for the next trip. I said, that would be awesome to visit India. Never left the U.S. before. He says, I got back from India yesterday. This is like a week later. It was a good trip. Next time you should come to India with me. And then I didn't respond because it's pretty straightforward. I don't know you, and I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, yeah, very nice guy. Very nice guy. And Neeraj, if you're listening, I don't think you're weird at all. I just think that's very straightforward. And yeah, never been out of the U.S. before, and I probably wouldn't go out of the U.S. with a stranger for the first time. But let's see. I'm just reading some of his tweets. He's got a lot of cool stuff on here. Cal. Let's find more good videos on this year. Yeah, so anyway, along with all this, there's an app called Mimo. It's Duolingo for learning how to code. It's on your phone as well as the computer, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm actually going to log into it right now on my computer live. I'm going to see what it looks like. Because I want to be able to have that learn on the go feature. Oh, what the fuck is this? Failed to verify identity. Oh, there we go. That was weird. It says my password was wrong for a split second. Now it's correct. Weird. But yeah, the idea is to be able to kind of learn on the go, and also when I'm at home or whenever I have my laptop, I want to use my laptop. I'd rather use the tool that I'm going to be using to code. I'm not going to be sitting there at work, coding a website on my goddamn phone, dude. It's going to be with a laptop for sure. But yeah, so I kind of made me go into this 14-day, what the hell is this? This 14-day trial. And at the end of it, then it would charge me. See, it says try 7 days free. Then it's. See, dude, this build yearly shit, fuck off, bro. Let me just do monthly. I'm giving you more money if I pay monthly. Let me just do monthly. This would be a different story if maybe I had some dollars, but anyway, force me into this 14-day free trial. I'll just cancel it in 2 weeks, and then I won't pay anything. But for education, if we're talking, I don't know, $89 a year, that comes out to less than $10 a month. I think it's a stupid good deal. That's a little bit more appealing to me if I know that that's a good deal and I know that it's saving me money like that, and it's already cheap enough. I say cheap enough, that is expensive, but anyway, going back to what I was saying, I think it would be beneficial for me to just run a module, a course, whatever, one thing, and then honestly just do that same thing with Nito and just reinforce the learning, So learn something in Mimo and then go to Nito. Well, I guess they sound pretty close, huh? Mimo and Nito. But yeah, that's the goal, because I'm building this software. I'm building it quick, I would say, and I just want to be able to. I just want to be able to fix shit when it does get gross and what am I saying? When it does go to shit and things do break and I got to fix it, I want to be able to handle that, I've already added so much onto this, and it's been fun. It's been exciting. There's a lot of shit that is broken, and I'll be honest, it is frustrating trying to fix it when you don't really know why it's causing it. But again, the more that I even do this, the more I'm learning so much about how things work, where to look, what to look for. And yeah, because you can right click on any page, click inspect. I actually did know this, and you can go and you can move shit around and do stuff. But what I didn't know was that it will throw all the error codes, all the everything in the console when you right click any web page and then click inspect. Fun fact, in case you didn't know, when you right click any web page and you click inspect and then you go to elements at the top there, that's literally what the website's code is. So I think technically you could copy paste all of what you see from a website. Now obviously you get to copy paste all the back end stuff. At least I don't think all the JavaScript. Oh, can you? Holy fucking shit, you can. No way, dude. Hold on, let me go to a random. No way. Sources. No way. You can access. That's weird. Yeah, I'm on Mimo right now, and I just went into some random page. You can get every little bit of code that a website has just by going in there and clicking on it and then looking at their files. Holy shit. I guess it's never been more important to have your shit taken care of, huh? What's this? Dude, there are so many lines of code here. Dude, there is so much here. This is what it takes to build a website? Fuck me, huh? How many lines of... No way, there's that many. Wait, what's this? How many lines of code is there? Line 8? Wait, what? 15 lines. No way. If I go like this is going to tell me, holy fucking shit. Dude, just this one file of styling is 7,500 lines. 7,500 lines of code for one file, and all that file does is make things look nice. Dude, what the fuck? What's this next one? How much does this one got? We got to find another. This is crazy. Okay, this is overwhelming. Let's get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so I guess that's what goes into a whole ass website, because this website's nice and looks great. And I don't know. Definitely going to favorite the Nito website though. Big Binary Academy. Shout out to Nito. Shout out to Neeraj. No, it's not all him. He's got a team of people, but still cool. But anyway, so what I got to do tomorrow, and it's going to be great because tomorrow I've got a full day. Actually, it's cool. Tomorrow and Sunday, I've actually got a full open schedule to do as I please with learning all this stuff. I don't have any obligations whatsoever. I don't got to do any other podcast than this one. I don't got to read any books. I don't got to do outdoor workouts. I don't got to do any blade tasks. I don't know. Lexi actually is in California now, so there's no date night. and, sad. However, if I don't have literally any obligation at all, period, then all I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be sitting in here. I guess I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow and Sunday for sure, because I've kind of been, I'm not going to say slacking, but I've intentionally just took a lot of time off the gym. And I feel pretty good, so that's good. I'm excited to get back in there and get going again. But anyway, yeah, so I get tomorrow and Sunday all day long to just do my shit, and that's very exciting. Also found out, this is actually kind of a big one. Can't believe I forgot about this. But I got my email and stuff for PT Domination, so working with Brian and stuff. Got all that situated. I got put in a Slack group chat. I got introduced to Jasmine. She's a marketer, the lead of marketing for PT Domination. Britzy said that she talked with Jasmine, and that's the marketing director, and Nick, and they discussed what they want me to do, and then they're going to give me that task to do it, and then I'm going to do it. And here's the shitty part, and this changes the future up for me drastically, actually, and it's kind of shitty. However, it does fire me up to want to prove myself, and so I will. However, first of all, they said that the $500 that I owe for being in the program, that will be deducted from my total per month, my total income. So if I make, for example, $2,000 for the month, then they're going to subtract $500 for the dues that I owe for being part of the program. Now, I thought that was just cleared and I was just going to work for them, and I thought that was sick, but that's not the case. And again, it's too good to be true, but not a big deal, because if I'm making $4,000 and they only take $500, I mean, that's an eighth of my pay, but I don't have to pay that, and I'm making money. So it's a win-win for me. So actually, it's kind of like when I am working, let's calculate this out. The first 16 hours that I work every month are essentially for free, kind of, if you want to look at it that way. So that's kind of shitty, but it is what it is. But, with me, how I'm working right now, I mean, I have my hours pulled up. I've got 34 hours on the week, so from Sunday. So I'm definitely going to end it over 40, because if I have tomorrow, I'm definitely going to work at least 5.5 hours. So I'll end it over 40 for sure. And probably get, let's see. So we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday left in this month. So if the numbers repeat themselves, then I'm definitely going to get 11, 22. I'm probably going to get 30 more hours then before the end of the month. End of the month is the end of the pay period. So probably have around 60 hours on this, my first month of pay. So let's see what I would get. Times 60. So 1860 minus 500. So I'll probably get a payout of 1360. And that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Now, if I keep this up, then I'm going to have like 160 hours. I'm not going to get my hopes up for this. I feel like they're going to put a cap, but who knows? Times 31 minus 500. Then, come the beginning of June, I would get a payout of almost $5,000, but then minus 500, so we're at 4460. And I'll be honest, that's pretty fucking sick. That's if we're talking. Well, even if you took taxes out of that, that is still more money than I make at my full-time job. Because I get about $3,500 take home after you pay taxes and shit. I think that's crazy. Okay, so here's the shitty part of all this. They said it's for 6 months, and the reason why it's for 6 months, this position, is because that's when my mastermind contract would be up. And then, let me actually read what was said. Let's see if I can get it pulled up really quickly here. I got my own email, so that's pretty cool. Where is it, dude? Oh, it's on. Please hold. Is it this one? Okay, here we go. So she says, I will introduce you to our marketing director. Also, this shit gets me upset, dude. I will then introduce you to our MKT director, Jasmine. Just say marketing, bro. Whatever. Who will walk you through DataBox. The main goal is to use DataBox to pull as much data from Brian's social media as possible to then integrate it with your Google Sheets. Dude, I don't know. That's the first project. Then we will replicate that by having you build more data report dashboards within other areas and departments. Your hourly rate will be 31 USD, and from your monthly total, we will deduct the 500 from your CLA installments. The overall end goal right here. The overall end goal is for you to help us create graphic data boards for all our company data throughout the next 6 months. So when they said that, I was like, is this temporary? She said, we currently track many things, but we have 82 different tracking sheets with the info all separate and only shown with numbers. We want to be able to see our data in all one place along with more visual graphic representation. So your job will be to help us view this data in a more organized way. We're excited to have you join the team. We look forward to what you will help us build. Chat soon. So that's fucking sick. And so I was like, I replied to that and I said, essentially, am I only working for 6 months and then that's it? Or how does this work? And she responded. She said, hello there. Just read your email. Happy birthday to your mom. To answer your question about 6 months, as of right now, that is the deadline since that marks the end of your CLS contract. Change lives. There's supposed to be an A. If both parties wish to continue working after that, we can always chat when the time comes, especially based on our needs, budget, and your performance. I'll introduce you to Jasmine right away, but she might get started on Monday as a heads up. So I'm not going to sit here and pout and be like, oh, fuck, only 6 months, because 6 months of pay, that's almost, if we keep up my pay, if I'm doing 40 hours a week, which I could easily do, then we're talking an extra 30 grand in my pocket. And why would I be upset about that? I just want this to be, I can't pick and choose. I just want it to be future proof, right? I want it to be like, hey, you got a job, just don't get fired now. That would be ideal. But I think ultimately this is just an opportunity for me. And even if we do part ways in 6 months, it is what it is. Even if we do that, even if we do that, I will still have a lot of this on my portfolio, on my resume, whatever, if I wanted to try to get a job somewhere, and I could very well do that. But I'm just such in the headspace of I want to make my own shit and I want to sell my own shit, and I don't want to have to do anything more for anybody else than I have to. Because as much as I love this shit, I want to learn and I want to make my own shit, and I have so many ideas, dude. I have so many ideas, and I want to make all of these become a reality. And I know that I can, and I know that I'm enthusiastic enough to make this shit happen, because I've said this so many times. I'm already making the shit, but I don't know how to make it. I'm essentially cheating by using AI, if you want to call it cheating, being resourceful, having AI generate it for me, and I'm fucking fired up. Which is proof that if I did know how to code, I would still be doing this, because I could then just, write whatever. It's like learning any new language. If I wanted to start writing books in Italian, then all I have to do is learn the language, and I can just write, dude. I don't have to use AI to figure out how to form a sentence. I can just write. I just know. And so that's the goal. I want to get to that point. And the only way to get to that point is to learn and put in reps and shit. But I'm not really doing that if all I'm doing is working on everybody else's stuff. So there's got to be that me time as far as learning and shit goes. So yeah, there's that. And then you heard in the Zoom call with Mina that he offered that position for me, made a whole new position for me, which is crazy. And if he said 2 to 3 hours a day. I mean, shit, that even ups the whole financial game quite a bit, So 2 to 3 hours a day, we'll just say it's 20 hours a week, and we get to 30 hours, it's $600. So with $600, so it's $2,400 a month. So it's $2,400 a month for Mina, and then almost $5,000 a month. We'll just say $4,000. $4,000 a month from Brian, and then we have $3,300 a month from my current job. So when you add $3,300 plus $4,000, we have $7,300 plus Mina. What did I just say? 73 plus 24. So we are at 9,700. So almost $10,000 a month. So 9,700 times 12, even though it wouldn't be 12 months. It's 116,400. That's fucking cool. Even though it's not official yet, I would say that I am near the 6-figure club, which is cool. I truthfully don't really give a fuck. I just want to build cool stuff and then be successful in that regard. Because the money's cool for sure, but let me make an app and let me see people buy it and let me be a support or get feedback to then improve, and let me do some of that, dude. That sounds fucking sick. Not to mention, the further down the road I go, like I could even design video games, dude, for fuck's sake. I could design some 8-bit shit on an iPhone to make some cool RPG games because I like that shit, period. So if I was the one making that stuff, oh my fuck, dude. It's cool. I think software developers are artists in one way. They're just their art or their brush and their canvas, their paint, all that stuff. It's just literally their brain, what they can envision the software being able to do, and then the ability to connect the dots and how that would be possible, and then using computer language and code to make that possible. So it's like you're an artist in your own right, just with computers and code and language, like for the same way that Shakespeare can write some of the greatest poems or whatever. Shakespeare wrote poems. This is part of the podcast where Shakespeare is a poet, right? Or was he a playwright? He was a poet, right? Playwright. Yeah, whatever. You look at these photos of these guys, dude. This guy was fucking weird for sure. William Shakespeare. And balding at the age of 5. He lived 52 years old. Born April 23rd. Oh, happy late birthday, my boy. Huh. Well, anyway, for the same reason that, or to the same, I don't even know where I was going with this. To the same reason that Shakespeare is able to just write poetry. He just knows what he wants to say and then he says it. And that's just language. That's what he uses. He just writes. He writes in a language that he knows how to speak in. So if I could just do that with computer code, if I could just write what's in my brain, make the computer do what I want it to do, fuck, dude. I actually I've been writing notes on things that I want this thing that I'm making to include. And I've got so many different things. I've got over 30 different things I want this to include. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, they want me to plug all this in. They have 82 different tracking sheets, PT Domination does. In my head, I'm like, I'll just create a website. It has 82 pages. And we'll just put it all in there. And we'll be able to see, like, all things data related, what's, like, everything. And it'd be sweet if I could somehow make it so it's like, hey, I built this website. I'm hosting all this shit. I got to be part of the team somehow. I built this, But it's kind of like, yeah, they paid me hourly to do it. They already paid me. I built in this tool. And I got to be careful because I don't want to make something so fucking sick and then they make me sign something that's exclusive for them because I would be like, oh, hell no, dude. I'm signing shit. If I built something so cool and they wanted me to sign the rights away or like they owned it or something like that, I don't know. I would maybe give me a buyout, pay me whatever. Because right now I'm learning, and if they wanted to buy one of my first projects ever and they thought that was valuable, and let's just say they gave me 20 grand, I would say, yeah, sure, dude. Because what I just built was my first project, and I'm sure that in the grand scheme of things, it's complete anus. So I'll probably just, take a dub there and move on. But again, who knows? Because I could just sell that exact same thing to other companies for thousands of bucks. Who knows, bro? I don't give a fuck. Point being that I got a lot to learn, and I want to continue learning, and I don't want to stop learning. So it's 10:04, and I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna go to sleep so I can wake up tomorrow and get to work. And I got a lot of shit I want to get done, and I just want to get everything done as soon as fucking possible because I love it so much, and I just want things to work. Because it would blow them out of the water if I could make. Dude, I'm just so pumped. Just got to get through a couple of tedious motherfucking shits, and then I'll be off to the cool stuff, and then I can really show them what I'm made of. So, what AI is made of, rather. But anyway, guys, that's the show. Appreciate you listening. I'll talk to you later. Good night. Bye-bye.